I'm Genevieve, and this is the Hollywood Life. Not everybody in Hollywood started off wanting to be a star. Some just want to make a difference. See how a young social worker went from working with disadvantaged people to working with some of the biggest names in Hollywood.
With your rousing applause, welcome Carlos Andres Gomez to the stage.
They stole the music. I watched while they stole the music.
I love people. I think that's, in terms of being an artist or being a person or whatever I'm doing, I love people.
Carlos has always been an incredibly charismatic person.
I was 16 years old. Martin Espada came to my high school. He's this amazing, amazing poet. And for the first time, he was reading poetry that really spoke to me. It was the first thing that I ever found that I knew I could not live without.
Words are powerful. Words are oppressive. Words are liberating. Words are ideology and hegemony and stories and culture. Words are priceless, but often undervalued. Poured out endlessly with little thought, but always at a cost. So think before you talk and make sure it's worth it.
Being a social worker, you get to meet all different types of people, and you can say that it's a professional, relationship, which it is, but you can't change the fact that you're a human being and there are going to be personal things that are going to be involved. And I think to work with people that are going through really hard things, you take that on and you take that home with you.
I had to tell a father at 2:25 p.m. on a sunny Friday that he had HIV. 7 minutes before I told his wife that she had HIV. 12 minutes before I told their best friend that he had HIV.
When I first started to notice the toll and the effect that it was taking on Carlos is when he would come home and he wouldn't talk. I'd be like, "How was your day, man? What's going on?" He'd be like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Gave 1 month notice, and I think it was probably like 3 or 4 days later, I went to this venue that's known as the mecca of spoken word, the sort of, the world capital of performance poetry, and it's called the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I walk in, and about 3 or 4 people go, and the casting director, Kim Coleman from Inside Man, she watches 4 poets go, and she's like, "No, this is a waste. We're not going to be able to do this." I get up there, I read this really hard-hitting, gritty, really in-your-face political poem. She was like, "That's the guy. Yeah, that's a guy we need to audition." So I went in and auditioned for this, 2 lines, like 400 people reading for this thing. And Spike Lee's in there. And he goes, "Fine." He goes, "So you're a poet, huh?" I was like, "Freestyle for him." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "What do you want me to freestyle?" He was like, "Just freestyle about this audition." So I freestyled, and I just went for like 4 minutes and just sort of slammed Hollywood and talked about how I wanted to like tear this room apart and, I don't know, make the entertainment industry something that could like do something positive for like the children. That's how I ended it. And he jumped out of his seat. He smiled. He was like, "Wow, thank you. Thank you so much." And he just gave me a hug. And it was so weird because I was like, "Wow, I think you really appreciate that, but he's not going to cast me in this film." And then I finally got the call, and they were like, "Universal Pictures, the studio approved it, and you got the part." And I went to wardrobe the day after my last day of work. In acting, you're supposed to find the deepest truth. In art, you're always searching for the deepest and purest truth. If you're a real actor, a real artist, your whole life is trying to find that place. But every great artist and every great medium touches that place. But for me, acting was the ultimate medium. And for so long, this finally gave me the gift of helping me find what that was.
I'm Genevieve. Please join me for the next in-depth look into the Hollywood life.